Hey everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. It's almost like deja vu. Look what is behind me, an early 2000s Mercedes ML320. We just diagnosed one of these a couple months ago. It had a parasitic battery drain. Guess what the customer complaint is on this one? Parasitic battery drain. So in 2 days, the vehicle will not crank. Same exact layout as that 2001, so we're pretty familiar with the fuse box, and I'm wondering if the problem is going to be exactly the same, but we'll find out very soon. To start, full health report. There are a bunch of fault codes. Most of them are stored in history, so we're not going to worry about that. The scanner is unplugged. The doors are open and latched. The dome light is out. And our battery charger is set to 13.5 volts, and we see we're down to 0.4 amps at the moment. The battery is fresh. The owner was kind enough to install a fresh battery before bringing it over for diagnostics. He drove 4 hours here, so that's nice to work with. Let's hook up our in-series ammeter and see what the draw is. Okay, so to connect an in-series ammeter, you can either be really careful. We don't want to break the circuit, right? If you just take the negative battery terminal off and connect your meter, that's not a valid test, because any computers might, will do a power cycle and they will probably go to sleep. So you'll be shooting yourself in the foot. You'll need to do another drive cycle and recreate the draw. If you have a battery charger hooked up and it's on, just connect the negative lead to a good ground. Make sure the current is flowing, 13.5 volts. So now when we disconnect the negative battery cable, everything will remain powered up, and we can connect our meter and then turn off the charger. So this is the easiest, fastest way to do it. See, no sparks. And then with our meter, the current is going to be going from the vehicle. So we'll put the positive lead on here, negative lead on the battery right here. Make sure we have a good solid connection, and that's the current that's currently charging the battery. So we can turn our charger off. Okay, it's off, and this is our parasitic draw. Exactly 1/4 amp, 270 milliamps. Now I want to leave this for maybe 10 more minutes, just in case something else is falling asleep. But that's a substantial drain. 1/4 amp, that's like leaving your dome light on. Where do we start? We can do voltage drop measurements under the hood. This is a steady draw, so it's not like the whole network is waking up and falling asleep. Yeah, let's see where this goes. Alright, so 10 minutes later, our draw is still 1/4 amp. And the customer might get lucky, because this fuse right here, remember this one, the radio fuse? It looks like it's a non-zero voltage drop. 0.7 millivolts. That's very substantial. So I'm going to pull that fuse out and we'll see what our draw does. Hopefully it'll drop closer to 0. 1, 2, 3, and boom. So it's down to 100 milliamps now. And let's give it some more time and see if that drops closer to 0. Alright, so moving on to the interior fuse box, we still got 100 milliamp draw. And there are a few fuses here in this interior fuse box, and again we're doing voltage drop checks, and I found one that's non-zero. This one right here, it's a 25 amp fuse. We have 0.1 millivolts. That's substantial on a 25 amp fuse, and that's fuse number F6 right here. What is F6? 12 volt cockpit socket. Well, check this out. We have a cell phone charger still plugged into the socket, and it stays on all the time. So I'm going to pull that out. Nope, still 100 milliamps. Okay, now is there another socket somewhere in the console? Doesn't look like it. It could be this one. Let's see. So that one's powered up all the time, and that the charger draws about 40 milliamps. So if I pull that out down to 100, I'm going to pull out this 25 amp fuse, and I'm going to see if the current draw drops even more. It could feed something other, something more than the 12 volt cockpit socket. We'll have to look that up. Let me just pull that out and see what the draw goes down to. Alright, here we go. We're going to pull out this 25 amp fuse. I want to make sure that's the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, instrument cluster / air conditioning. I was on the wrong fuse, and for some reason, instead of a 15 amp, it's a 25 amp in there. So let's pull it out. There we go. 30 milliamps, exactly like the other Mercedes Benz. So we're almost done. Let's put that fuse back in. We're down to 20 milliamps. Nice. And then power cycle the car and see if this 100 milliamp draw comes back. And it's going to be either the AC or the instrument cluster. We can look at a wiring diagram and see if one of those modules is staying awake. Alright, so I'm going to reinstall fuse number F5. It's probably going to wake some stuff up. 300 milliamps. We'll see if it drops back down to 20 since we power cycled those two modules. And go from there. Alright, so after a power cycle, we're back down to 20 milliamps in about a minute. So let's do a key on, key off cycle, see if that 100 milliamp draw returns. For the radio, the customer is not even worried about it because he doesn't know the security code, so he's not going to miss the radio. We'll leave that fuse unplugged. That was the big draw, 170 milliamps. So now we're worried about this 80 milliamp draw from either the cluster or the HVAC system. Alright, so battery is reconnected. My meter is disconnected, so I won't blow up the fuse in the meter. Let's power cycle. You can see the clock reset to 12. So key in. I'm just going to do a key on cycle here. AC reset as well. Why is the fan running? Shut that off. Shut this down. We'll relatch the door. Like that. Give this thing about 10 minutes, see if the draw comes back. And then we'll see. Is it the cluster or the HVAC? Alright, so to get rid of the remaining 80 milliamp draw, we'll have 20 milliamps remaining when the car is asleep. Customer authorized the patented Russian hack bypass where we're going to wire in an ignition power through an external fuse instead of constant battery power to the cluster and HVAC assemblies. So it's going to reset the clock on the cluster, but it shouldn't have any other effects. The climate controls here, they're knobs, so you're not going to lose your settings anyways. So I don't think that'll be a big deal at all. So let's do that. We need to find an ignition power source in this fuse box and wire that into fuse F5, and then we'll do a final check. So right now we're still at 100 milliamps. Alright, so battery's hooked back up. Let's see what happens when we just turn on the key with that fuse F5 pulled out. See, the cluster is dead, the HVAC is dead, so it just defaults to some whatever fan speed. Now, I want to see if there's an ignition power source somewhere close by. That's hot all the time, that's hot all the time. That's a ground. If I turn the key off, that's hot all the time. Ooh, this one isn't. So we could wire in that fuse from here to over here. Might need a finer probe to see which side is the output on the constant battery power. So pretty easy modification here. Alright, so here's the Russian hack modification. We're going from this stud, which is terminal 15 or ignition power, through a proper 15 amp fuse now in an external holder to F5 output, which is going to the instrument cluster and HVAC. So now let's turn the key on and make sure everything works. Do a full key cycle. Okay, cluster's on, odometer's on, HVAC is on, and it'll shut off the blower once it resets. And I think everything should work. See, that lights up. Okay, we'll turn the key off. Let's hook up our ammeter and see what the final parasitic draw is. Simply beautiful. This Mercedes is healed. 20 milliamps. It's asleep. So, 2 separate parasitic draws. Radio, disable that crap, and then HVAC cluster, put that on an ignition positive instead of a battery positive feed, so they won't retain memory, but they still work perfectly fine. Owner will be super pleased. He won't have to jump start his Mercedes every day anymore, and that's all that matters. Happy customer. It means we did a good job. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.